Hello everyone, and welcome back to another patch video, and today we'll be going over the fixes and the updates they have done since they have put out the log. So let's begin. Alien and Slipstream added explosion checks, 20-second timer, added extra checks to prevent double damage procs. Alpha Trion and Tarn no longer deals double damage. Afterbreaker and Flame War fix disabled and damaged tooltip corrections. Ariel and Sililla, I don't know how to say that. Ability 11. 4 and 5 sub duration corrected to 15 seconds. Bashbreaker and Gabu DOT duration reduced from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. Beast for Ironhide and Sea Clamp ability duration was always 6 seconds, now fixed. Beast War Prow and Ramhorn Beast War ability now deals fire damage. Brainstorm and Skyhawk added extra same time kill checks, so building dying simultaneously can't double dip on damage. Explosions now hit stealth targets. Blue Streak and Wild Rider fixed the wall bump issue. That was a very annoying thing he had. It has costed me some war battles, unfortunately. Build Rock Core Water Core is cryo resistance. Builds around it take reduced cryo damage. Buildbot Core Electric increased resistance to electric damage to adjacent buildings, same values as the other element-like cores. Combiner's decoys can no longer trigger Combiner Beacon. Only level 3 ever worked. Level 1 and 2 are now consistent. And yes, before God Neptune Ruin had got nerfed, sometimes my decoys would accidentally pop the combiners in the outpost, being level 3 beacons, and it killed the solo decoy run with them, so I had to deploy another bot outside of the bot that had the XP core and get the base down that way. It's good they fixed that. Cheeto and Black Arachnia added Overkill Protection, Defense Soar, and Abominus. Dump ability always deals acid damage, tooltip, and disable now standardized. VFX corrected. Fire Dragon Blowpipe, dealing 20% less damage to walls. Forge or Solus Prime. Hack Immunity applies to all star levels, G1, Prime, and Megatron. Standardized disabled template, tooltips updated, no power chain, grapple and dirtbag, mine explosion damage, correct tooltip numbers, golden lagoon, no longer stacked with other reflection effects, hoist and crankcase, healing aligned to 1 second ticks, range fixed for the 5 stars. And funny enough, you can have the 4-star have more range of their ability than the 5-star. It was beyond broken. That's a good fix. Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime. Invulnerability Shield now we remove our FFD, classified correctly as a shield, tooltip clarified. They always have been disabled by that BuildBot core. Nothing new there. Ironhide and Bludgeon now use correct electric damage type, tooltip updated. Laser Prime and Amanda Megatron tooltip clarified to include 5-second disable. Lightspeed and Iron Vision ability 11. Upgraded discussion corrected. Longhole and Alpha Bravo G1. Armor plating lasts full battle was 2 seconds. Nose Cone and Drillhorn range of 3-star. 4-star matches the 5-star version. And they did have his range of when the patch dropped a lot less than what it was prior. But they have fixed it, and now he has his original range back, which makes him more effective by having that extra range to break those walls and such not. Metal Hawk and Bomb Burst was 3+3, now 4+4, which isn't really a bad thing for them, because their 11 has 25 seconds blindness, which you can juggle it and not starve your team if you're wise with it. Same thing with Cut Through on Tracks. Only use it when you need to. Multiple DPS element errors, Air Raid and Slipstream, Blaze and Durage, Alpha Bravo and Longhole, Blue Streak and Wide Rider, Brainstorm and Guy-Hawk, Cup and Dead End, Perceptor and Bouncer now all display correct DPS elements. Night Stalker and Ravage was only crit doubling if the equipped bot was alive, since it was cast by the bot, and now we target it as a true passive on Night Stalker and Ravage. Then Cells, Prowl and Brawl, Damage now Master Tooltip, Punch and Counter Punch, Stealth and Disable Timers unified, Stun Duration rescaled, Pure Magma, and Bone Crusher Tooltip versus Actual Damage Mix Max Fix, Raiden and Dino King, Call ability now defends against acid, not water, from 60% down to 30%. And there's only so many acid bots. So if a team don't bring an acid, it really doesn't affect them. Rook and Blot, decoys no longer target walls. Rung and Shoot now count as shield grants over time instead of every 5 seconds. Rush, Dash, and Scavenger, ability range, increase the match visuals. SB, Megatron, and Optimus no longer reduces movement speed. Sawtooth and Zori, AoE, now correctly scaled with DPS buffs. Cynthia's Twins, AI now prefers attack-based defenses over resource buildings. And he has a lot of fixes in the other dock I have set. Probably more than anyone else has. Sea Spray and Octo Punch, I believe that is what the other one was supposed to be. Now deals the down mentioned in tooltip was previously doing 5k per tooltip, did not mention this. SG Jetfire and SG Thundercracker drones now use Shield, VFX, Smokescreen, and Breakneck fix inconsistencies with the execute the damage reduction with applied to target. 6-gun and Trigger Happy damage now master tooltip. Skywind and Galvatronus invulnerability shield lasted for 15 seconds. Now is at 10. And correctly reflex tooltip fix Meso Storm's long delay now cast immediately on target. Skyburst and Ramhorn Beast Wars see character burst fix mirrored there. Slash and Ripper stealth duration from 5 seconds to 15 seconds per tooltip. Shield Barrier and Double Crosser shield distribute every 15 seconds was 1 second. Silverbolt and Thundercracker swapped preset system damage master tooltip. Sprinkle and Astral Train fix all healing numbers and tooltip. Snarl and Hunger fixed as it wasn't recognized as fire in some cases. Strafe and Thrust targeting AI tweaked to be pre-attack based defenses. Striker Roll now correctly increases smash DPS. Storm Clash and Viper both on acid. Squad cores Aerial and DPS now boost fire, acid, and electric DPS. Trailbreaker and Azash Reflect Shield no longer grants disable immunity. Twin Twist and Culligan fix an issue where the 100% attack and range will not stack, not intended. Vector and Noah Prime, Hologram increased durability. Wheeljack and Radjet, speed was scaling, fixed, was already 6 seconds. Windblade and Dive Bomb, speed normalized to 1.7. And now we'll move to the updates that I have ready. And the hotfixes they have pushed out already is Ruination God, Neptune God, Sting, no changes. Tidal Wave cast decreased from 12 seconds to 12. 15 seconds to 12. Damage reduction shield decreased from 9 seconds to 7 seconds to compensate for the lower cooldown. Cast range increased from 5 to 8. God Splitter increased by 800, judging by max 5-star. Beachcomber Deluge, the G1s allowing them to have up to 97.5 damage reduction, and this is way too high, making bots still a force that we didn't want to happen. We would scale Reflection G1 to 2.5/5/10/15%, and all that damage reduction he was taking, or not take, or resisting, should I say, is a lot of reason why people struggle to take him down. And it also doesn't help that he can hold shield combats like Jace and Barrow, which give him regeneration, which is very annoying when he just takes out 60k teams or something. They've gone ahead and fixed multiple Autobot and Decepticon ability icon changes, Manure Healing, Solar Slam, and many more other bugs that was reported. Clarification, Ramhorn's ability is now fire because the Autobot version was fire and Decepticon was acid. Same thing happened with Magma and Trip, the Combiner. Both are now fire-based, I believe. We took fire on this since there's other bots they have taken acid with. Beach Wolf Silver, Parody, Defensor, Changing Warriors, We're Not Damaged or Building on the Way unless Twizzler states it. Blur and Runabout ability 11 from 300% to 200%. And reports of Run Amok and Red Alert no longer show any fences. It is unknown whether this behavior is intended. And I believe they have fixed that issue with the shielding. Reports of Cup and Dead End no longer gain stealth. It is unknown whether this behavior was intended. Fixes. Fixed flat plus DPS not stacking. Fixed Sandstone range. Fixed Beachcomber reflection numbers. Fixed Perceptor hack. Fixed nose cone and drill horn range. Fixed spots in the air being targeted by spider mines. That is a very weird thing to happen to an airbot. But nonetheless, Strafe and Thrust focus defenses correctly. Blur and Runabout fixed being knocked out when using their ability for the problem with sentient twin wall bumping. And for them, I believe he's working fine. Just the animation is a little bugged right now. But they were going to fix it, which won't mess with the actual gameplay, which is nice. And now Computer and Leo Case, they fixed a bug where when he would stealth and disable the team, made optimizations to Huffer and Lockdown attack to it. Fixed Hot Rod again disabled when casting his ability. Fixed Optimus Prime and Megatron charge. That a lot of people didn't like that it wasn't working because they like to use them for like rush teams, raid teams. Sometimes you can get a base in war that is, you can use them to rush around or something. Fixed Escher Jetfire and Thundercracker's drone dealing DPS. Flak and Crater Maker fixed stacking damage. Fixed Skyboon 2 not certain to normal damage. Fixed instances of Computer and Leo Case moving closely to your ability to cast off. and fixed a bug where the bots were getting stuck in the Computrons and Leo Case's 5-star ability and adjusted the ability to 1,457 from 1,700. Fixed disabling warriors when the station had no core equipped. Updated tools to make it clearer. Fixed an issue with Almogamus Prime, I don't know if I said it right, was healing double the number stated existed in the pre-version update 2. Also displayed the time of the buff on that core. Vector and Nova Prime will now gain 1 second respawn protection rather than 3. They didn't pop outpost during this time. After 1 second, it should help. Red Alert and Red Amok will be able to shield building, also investigating which other bots can have the same behavior for this consistency. Anti-Acid Core and Electric Core, Anti-Fire Core, Anti-Cryo Core will become 95% reduced to the element 100. Believe I mentioned about it last video. Fixed, I already went over that. Fixes to area inscription ability that weren't deadening to Brawn and Full Tilt. Defensor and Abominus. Reflection was only 10% resolved. Combiners being able to see stealth targets. Cosmos and Mind Wipe. And with Peacemaker and Tip Top able to hack transform targets. Currently they are resisting 100% of the element. We're going to reduce so the bots deal that element on a normal attacks on doing 0 and are chipping away at least. Even as the number is small. And they have went ahead and figured that people would think the next 5-second binding would be Galvatronus and Skywing, but that is not the case. And my personal thoughts about the next one is it could possibly be Abominus and Defensor. The cons are missing one bot so far, and the bots might be missing one. I'm not sure. I would have to go look back and see. Ruination God Neptune's Hollow will no longer cast their abilities. This is was far too strong, and no other decoy in the game could do this. Yes, another nerf to Ruination God Neptune. We hope to allow the power back in their ability shortly, which I think most would prefer. And when they did this, the decoys were having some weird, strange behavior, like not attacking the HQ at all, taking them 30 seconds to destroy a resource building, which would definitely cause out the timeouts. And they have went ahead and made them better, and by a lot better. They still function how they used to. Just can't attack, can't destroy the HQs in elimination mode. Computer and Leo Case DPS values have been aligned with the other combiners currently. They were much stronger than the others, and they shouldn't be. Other changes: Ultramax and Galvatronus. Health increased from 28,000 to 32,400. Optimal Optimus and T2 Megatron cost from 3+2 to 6+2. Blue Streak and Wild Rider cost from 3+4 to 3+3. A lot better on the cost. And still viable for a lot of combos that way. Trailbreaker and Exhaust. There's an issue with Trailbreakers, and they fixed the ability icon not appearing on a profile and in battle. It was just a white ability that didn't even display it at all. It changed the icon to be better reflect the ability itself, to make it more clearly distinct from Hotspot's ability icon, as well as Tantrums. Updated Trailbreakers and Exhaust ability visuals, making it easy to see through, and updating the coloring to reflect the game's universal purple reflection indicator, working on buildings like Run Amok and Red Alert. And I already talked about that. And updates to their 5-star ability. Hollow behavior fixing the idling issue causing them stage not to attack the target. All damage values for these hollows have been fixed for the correct DPS outputs. We found into the hollow doing the correct amount of damage. Like I was talking about just a minute ago with this. This is just saying that they were doing way under the damage that it says they were. Which was causing people to time out a lot because of how under damage they did and how slow they did it too. Hollows can attack the HQ now. I just talked about the elimination thing, but it will deal reduced damage as a Hollow's ability use ability damage on the attacks as it came from the Divine's ability. We are looking at ways to optimize to improve this ability. General fixes Inferno and Rod of Unicron granting all team 30% health. Unless it's not in a tooltip, I don't see anything about doing the whole team. Unless I misread, of course. MMS mine being double pop. You can only pop one at a time. Cynthia String focusing on walls have been fixed. They prioritize outpost defenses HQ in that order. Wreckguard / Junkheap can now revive targets multiple times in battle, and it works on targets with 4 to Source Prime. Fix Grimlock and Razor Claw. G1 not life stealing will also wear a Trailbreaker's ability not being affected by FD. They already fixed that before his legacy event. Restore Syndicate behavior pre-patch. Fix Galvatron's transformation. And for the record, Ultra Magnus does not transform when using the ability due to them both having different models, and the ability wouldn't make sense for him to transform. And their ability is not the same. And Ultra Magnus just shoots out of his gun when he's using his ability, which could save time by not having to transform. That's why some people prefer like Shockwave or Wheeljack over the medics that can transform, so that doesn't waste as much time as the transformations would. Fix Skylinks and Blitzkrieg not able to target the HQ or freezing near it. Fix AI rockets at Brawn / Full Tilt. Bounces now prioritize defensive, and it will detonate correctly on the second ability use. It will prioritize disabled targets. Broken in game animation. I don't know if they fully fixed it yet, but I know that Cynthia's twins have it. Ratchet and Hook have had it. And there's probably a few others that I do not know or aware of that they are. And it's good to see they fixed a lot of things that were longer to do for fixing. And hopefully the game can go in a good direction. And they just have patience, because it takes time to fix all these things, and it's not like an instant thing. Don't bash all of it on the devs. Maybe only some, because some of it is not caused by them, just caused by something when they went to import it to the live server, of course. What they have been reading feedback, and they have been going over back. They've been going back over things to see what they can do about certain things, like Guru Nation and God Neptune. They were very bad when the patch came out, but ever since they have reviewed them and went back over, he's not so bad as he was. And that is all I had to say for this video. And this will be the third part of this balance patch stuff. And next video, which should be tomorrow, we'll be covering the new meta and all that stuff. And have anyone that wants to know about the breakdowns of the fixes, bugs, fixes, or anything like that, just let them know. And remember to share this to people that may not know some things. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.